Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, Ann, how's it going?
Hey, good, thanks. How are you?
Doing all right, not too bad.
Cool. It's not a good hair day for me for being on video, but whatever.
Oh, it's alrighty, no worries. Well, it's great to have you here. I just want to give you the floor to kind of describe a little more exactly what you're looking for, and then to kind of be respectful of your time, I'll quickly get into a brief, show around of what we have, and you can see if it's a good fit or not.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, so remind me the main features that you're looking for. And again, is this for yourself or is it for your clients or both?
It's mainly for clients. Basically, I had a marketing agency last year. Basically, closed that up. It was too much. So moving over onto software as a service, and also bring back-end services for particular clients and that sort of thing who want that service. But I'm really like one of the prospects that I had, I lost the sale on it because he said that all of the features of the software that I'm offering is great, except for he needed to have it integrate with a phone system. Now, there is a very basic phone system within GHL, but he has a home services business, like carpet cleaning, and so he needs to be able to, or a client like him would need to be able to, he has a virtual assistant who answers the calls. If she needs to transfer a call to him or something like that when he's out in the field or not in the office or something like that, she would need to be able to transfer a call. You can't do that with the basic phone system that GHL has. So stuff like that. And then if the receptionist is answering the phone and it's not going directly to a salesperson, the ability to be able to transfer the call would be really good. So, just like a regular, normal VoIP phone system, which I was, for a little while, I was kind of searching for, a programmer who could actually, program it within GHL, because I know you can do that, but, yeah.
Yep, totally. Can you see my screen here? Just
I can, yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can do everything that you've described so far.
Okay, I'm sorry, before you go on, can I record this call, or can you record it and send it to me?
Yeah, sorry, you are being recorded. All of our demos are recorded. Just in case you want it later, I can stop the recording at any time.
No, that's fine. I would love it if you could send me the recording. So.
Of course. Yeah, no problem. And feel free to record yourself. That's totally fine. So we can accomplish everything that you've described so far, whether it's receiving inbound calls, transferring those calls, right, from a virtual assistant to somebody that's closing the appointment or whatever type of business model it is.
Right.
I just want to know whether or not that we're a good fit. Like you said, you were originally looking for something embedded inside of High Level. Like I said over text message, High Level is very stingy when it comes to how they allow external softwares to integrate.
Okay.
So despite Kixie's integration with High Level being relatively basic, we are actually building a native integration with High Level, but for all intents and purposes, this is what we have now.
Okay. When do you think that will be released? Just out of curiosity,
I would hope it's in the coming months. I know we're going to the big High Level convention in the fall, so I would almost guarantee it's done before then. But I would, selfishly, I hope that it's in the next couple months. But we already about 30% of our business this year is coming just from High Level, just because we are the only telephony system that can integrate at some level with them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. interesting to know. That's awesome because even though I wasn't able to move forward on the closing of that prospect, I it brought the situation to my attention, and I went, wow, if I want to close other people in the home services industry that are have his same needs, I want to handle that for my clients. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and high level users, we're kind of part of a high level community in two ways. The first way is for actual like agencies and marketers to use internally. So a lot of them cold call just like I do, right?
Okay.
So they need their own sales reps to be cold calling to acquire new clients for their
Yeah.
market, right?
I am gonna do that. Yeah, but yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
The other way, where how we fit in is we have folks that are actually reselling us as a SaaS, as part of their package, right? So if they're reselling high level, they would also sell a Kixie subscription as well. We aren't right. We're not able to be white labeled in that sense. We can't be, we're not customizable in our interface in that way. However, you're more than able to pass on the cost of our service to your clients, right, and have them use it alongside high level as well.
Okay.
Just getting into sort of like the basics of the demo here.
Right. Question. So
yeah, go ahead.
Basically, like I would just rebuild them. Like I would pay you guys, and then I would rebuild them for the use of your services with their sub account. Basically, is that how?
Yes, that's a great question. So I actually had the exact same question earlier today. It can work either way. So if it doesn't matter where the funds come from. If you want to pay for the subscription and then be upsell it on the back end, if you want to have them pay us directly and just have it be available to them to make your offers more enticing, you can do that as well. We're flexible in that way. So this is Kixie here. Can you see here my Chrome extension?
Yes, I do.
So we're just like a smartphone on your desktop, right? So you're going to have a dial pad here for you to punch in keys or type with your keypad.
Yeah.
You're going to have full two-way 10-digit long code SMS, right? You can click in, have conversations with your prospect like I'm doing here, just like a smartphone on your computer.
Now, I have a question about that because in
go ahead.
GHL, it has a universal inbox where it has SMS, email, all the social media stuff. Is that imported into their history or no?
Good question. So the live activities are only going to be available on this dialer.
Got it.
However, as I'm going to show you in a second, the outcomes of those activities are going to log into the contact record in high level.
I got it. Okay.
So anything that's call or text related is going to happen here in the dialer. However, just like it does in HubSpot for me, right? So you see how it says call, right? I can choose a disposition, right? I have my recording, right? In high level, this is going to log just like this. It's going to look a little different. It's just going to be itemized. So you're going to have the call disposition. The call is going to be saved as an MP3, the recording. And any text messages as well are going to be stored there too.
Got it. Okay.
For your inbound features like call transferring, we can call transfer a couple ways. So the first way is just going to be from Kixie agent to Kixie agent. So if you have an account that has multiple Kixie users, you can forward calls simply by clicking on that person's extension, right? So if I want to forward a call to my buddy AJ, I know he's live based on the color of his disc. He's live to accept a call. I can forward a call straight to him. We can also forward calls off of Kixie straight to a cell phone as well. We can also, there's a ton of stuff we can do. If a call comes in and the call isn't answered, we can forward it to a cell phone. Right? We can, there's a ton of stuff we can do for inbound calls as well. Voicemails, just like your smartphone, right? You can listen to that voicemail back. You can delete it. You can download it. So basic enough there. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, I don't know if it's going to be super applicable, at least for the clients that you've described. Yeah. But perhaps in the future, we also have a multi-line power dialer too. So this is going to be for your clients that do heavy outbound calling and appointment setting.
No, this is great. This is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can dial up to 10 numbers simultaneously. You upload a lead list via CSV. You can dial between 1 and 10 numbers simultaneously. The first number is going to be connected. The other 1 through 9 are going to be dropped as a missed call. And it's just more efficient than the single line auto dialer that High Level has right now.
I used to use there was another service I used like that for when I was doing real estate investing, and it was, gosh, what was it called? And I had a virtual assistant doing the calling.
It's probably Mojo Dialer.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that's very similar, but they could only do like up to 3 lines at a time. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more robust, just in terms of how aggressive you can be. Speaking of aggressive cold calling, are you familiar with local presence dialing by any chance?
Sorry, say that again.
Are you familiar with local presence dialing by any chance?
Local presence dialing. No. Please explain.
So, yeah, of course. So, what local presence dialing is, and Kixie didn't invent this, but we do believe we've kind of perfected it in the way that we're unique with it, is being able to match the area code of the caller with the recipient of the call. So, showing up as a local number with every call, or an adjacent number. And what that's going to do is 2 things. One, it's going to allow you to be a little bit more aggressive with your calls, right? So for me, I'm setting appointments, right, with whether it's software sales directors, right? If I have a lead that's really important, I may want to call that person 2 or 3 times over a couple hours.
Right.
And I want to show up as a different local number each time, so I'm not being perceived as a nuisance. And I'm also not showing up as spam.
Right.
And I can show you. Go ahead.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you with questions.
No worries.
So with this service, you don't actually have to, or do you? Correct me if I'm wrong. Have to purchase a number or many numbers. Like it will just assign a number for whatever calling period or something like that. Is that right?
That's a good question. So if you live in the United States or Canada, we can give each Kixie user 1 free number. That number is pre-registered, and you're going to be able to have that with any area code of your choice. We recommend usually the area code of your business. If you, for a $20 add-on to the base package, that's when we give you access to, it's a pool of between 1,000 and 2,000 numbers. So Kixie has about 10 to 15 numbers for every area code in the United States. And when your connection boost is toggled on, so connection boost is that local presence spam protection, right? Rolled into 1. Yeah. Once this is toggled on, I have access to the entire United States worth of phone numbers. Right. So here, let me show you. I can show you this in real time. So this right here is my cell phone number. Right. So I'm going to click to call. We have click to call all over Chrome because we're a Chrome extension. Yeah. So I'm going to click to call out of Chrome. As you can see here, I'm dialing my cell phone number. Right. I'm in Santa Monica, so I'm about 2 miles from Beverly Hills. As you can see, I'm matching with a 424 for Beverly Hills. Right. So I'm finding the closest area code I can.
Right.
If I hang up on myself, right, I'm going to be clicking the voicemail, of course. I can drop in a pre-recorded voicemail if I like, right? I drop in that voicemail. I can send an SMS template right from that call. So, drop in like, hey, I tried to call you. You got time for a quick call? Send that off.
So there's automation built into it.
Correct. We actually don't consider that an automation because I manually send the text because we do have our own cadences where you can stagger calls and texts over time. That was just a one-off text.
Got it. Okay.
But that message will be logged to the contact record at High Level, similar to how you can see it here. Here, it's HubSpot has it really neatly as like a logged SMS. It'll just be logged as like a little note in the notes section in High Level.
Okay.
As well as this outcome. So this call disposition, right? So left voicemail. Any notes, right? Left voicemail. Once I submit that call, all of that information will be logged as one big note in that contact record at High Level for reference for later.
Okay, and even the SMS communication that went out, that'll be saved in that record as well, or?
Correct. So any messages that go out or come back are going to be logged as a note in High Level.
Got it.
But of course, you'll also have it here to be able to actually interact with that prospect.
Right. Okay. Got it.
So for now,
once you guys, build in your integration with high level, when it's like you can actually put it within the platform, I'm sure they'll work out a way to actually have it in the communication history of each person or number. They'll probably do that. I'm assuming they would probably.
Yeah, I would hope so. Right now, the way I think about it is think of our integration more for logging and reporting purposes.
Yeah.
And just being able to have something where you're going to be able to click into a contact record and see the communication history.
Right.
That's what the integration is for at this point.
Yeah.
Because we're compatible with a lot of different CRMs. A lot of teams just use us on our own, right? Like whether it's a call center that just use Kixie by itself. Because again, as you can see here, this is our reporting dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this is really for like sales teams, call centers, where you can actually track call metrics, right? So make it a little bigger here. You can see all the calls you've made, the connections, incoming, missed call percentage, right? So there's a ton of stuff you can see here to kind of, if you have a team of agents, to track their progress. This is where you'd upload your power lists, right? If you are uploading power lists with a CSV file.
Yeah.
So this is really where all your big settings dashboard as well. So
cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic. No, this is great. I mean, this is the fact that you guys do power dialing, like that's awesome because that's really cool. Okay, so do you want to go over costs with me?
Yeah, absolutely. The pricing is really going to depend, and you'll see in a second how drastically it changes based on whether you're power dialing, whether you're not, whether you have unlimited minutes. Yeah. So this is how the pricing is going to start. There are 2 add-ons that I want to be upfront with right away.
Yeah.
All high-level users have to be on the $65 professional tier. That's because the integration is done with Zapier, and it's done for you by our solutions engineers.
Got it.
And we don't charge for any type of like engineering support or anything. It's factored into the $65 professional cost.
You have to use my Zapier account, or
you do not.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to if you'd like to. Like some folks who are really like, and I'm sure you're savvy as well, like to go in there and do their own customizations.
I mean, I've got a Zapier account, but and I've used it before, so I know how to use it. But if I don't have to, then great, fine.
You do not. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then also this professional tier is what allows you to have the SMS templates, the voicemail drops, what we call the time-saving features.
Right. Now, sorry.
No worries.
Question. So, let's say I have 10 people on my, my SaaS subscriptions, right? And so one of them, let's say 5 of them want to have this phone system. So is it $65 per account?
Correct. It's per license. So if you had a team of if one of your clients had 6 appointment setters, each of those setters would need their own subscription.
Got it. Okay. I see.
It gets a little bit more expensive once you start incorporating the power dialer, which is going to start at $95.
Okay.
I would say my recommendation for the power dialer would be all in. Everything is going to be with the 1 through 4 line dialer. It's going to be it's going to be $165 per user. And I'll explain where I get that cost from. It's going to be $95 for that single line power dialer. It's going to go to $115 when you add the 1 through 4 multi-line.
Okay.
And then you have the 2 add-ons are going to be the $20 I mentioned for the connection boost, right? The rotating local presence, the spam protection. That's a $20 add-on.
Mm-hmm.
And then unlimited minutes for $30 a month.
I got it. Okay.
Now,
cool.
to be clear, yeah, of course. To be clear, somebody like a home services company, right, that's simply just using us as a basic phone system for calling, maybe sending out reminder text messages, fielding and transferring calls, they might be just fine with the 65.
Right. Does that include minutes, or like how many minutes does that include? Like what?
Good question. The $65 plan includes 5 hours of talk time per license per month.
Okay.
That's quite a bit.
So the way that I think about it, and you would see for yourself during a trial period, would be is if any user is on the phone for more than, we'd say, for like 45 minutes to an hour per day, it becomes more economical because you're 2 cents a minute in the United States and Canada, to go with a $30 fixed cost for unlimited minutes. But you're more than welcome to figure that out for yourself on a trial, see how much you're using the phone. But we do have, between you and me, if your employees, your clients' employees are not like they're not like appointment setters making cold calls, it's unlikely you're going to need the unlimited minutes.
Right.
However, if they are and their job is setting appointments via phone, it's almost non-negotiable because it's just the way the math works out. But
okay.
So yeah, I told you. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Isn't he cute?
What countries does this work in? So, like, let's say I have a client in the UK or in Canada or something like that. Is this only US or does it work in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UK, and US?
Great question. So we do work all over the world. One is only allowed to have access to unlimited minutes and local presence within the United States and Canada. However, we do have a very hefty number of both UK and Australian clients. That's because we're able to actually offer Australian numbers and UK numbers as well. So we can actually give like 04 numbers for UK, which is like their cell phone code. We can offer UK numbers as well. We have a ton of UK clients. They just have to pay by the minute.
Okay. So wait a minute. So I'm sorry. Let me clarify because I'm not quite tracking. So like in other countries other than the US, they can't get the unlimited minutes. Is that right?
Excuse me. I don't think I was clear enough.
That's okay.
As long as calls go into the United States or Canada, no matter where you are in the world, you can still have unlimited minutes as long as those calls are going into the United States and Canada.
Okay.
If you are, no matter where you are in the world and you're calling towards an international country, right? So whether that's the UK, Australia, Belgium, wherever, right? Those international calls are not going to be covered by the unlimited minutes and are not going to be benefited by local presence.
Right. But what about local, let's say within the UK, like what about just local calls within the UK? Like if they do get the unlimited minutes or something, is that...
We're not going to be able to offer that. That's just because the per minute rate for calls in the UK is higher than it is here for us. Right? So for calls in the United States and Canada, most of the time it's 2 cents a minute. For the UK, I can even, let's see. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. So yeah, in the United Kingdom, it's almost double. It's more than double for a lot of these type. The 4.4 is the normal code. It's going to be more than double. So that's why we can't offer it for the UK. But that doesn't, go ahead.
What about Australia? Like let's say, just for a local business who wants to just have a normal VoIP phone system and they just do you offer your service within, Australia and so you don't offer the unlimited minutes, but how much? So there would be the monthly cost per user of at least $65 per user per month, and then how much minutes would it be?
So, like I said before, if that business is simply using Kixie as a basic phone system, it's unlikely they're going to go over 5 hours of talk time for the month. So those first 5 hours of talk time for the month are free.
Okay.
So if they were to go over, they would be charged this per minute rate. Well, any of these Australian per minute rates, depending on who they're calling.
$3.87.
Sorry, go ahead.
What is that? $3.87 to go over?
Only for these codes. The majority of, I have to double check what the majority of codes are. I mean, these ones are 5 cents a minute. This one's at 2.5 cents a minute. So it's just going to depend on who they're calling.
Got it. Okay. What about 0412? I don't see it there. Oh. We're just curious, six.
Yeah, I can say though, I do personally have some Australian accounts myself though, and UK as well.
A minute. Okay.
So it's doable. It's just it's not as common as our American customers, but I mean I would say the plurality of our international customers are Australian and British. Maybe that has something to do with the fact they're also English-speaking countries, but hey, I would, I'll take it. I'll take it and run with it.
Because it's like, obviously, as a business owner and as a marketer, I want to reach as many people as possible, right? That might mean Canada, it might mean the UK, it might mean Australia, anywhere people speak English,
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, again, I appreciate the time. I definitely think,
Sorry, I'm taking up your time, I know.
Oh, no. Look, to be honest, I'm outbound, so, it's I have more time with my customers than our inbound folks do.
Oh, okay.
So no worries.
Okay.
But what I wanted to, I don't have to go anywhere, but what I wanted to say in summary, is I definitely think we could be a good fit for some of the types of businesses you've described as your clients.
Yeah.
It's just going to come down to how you want to figure out reselling it, whether you just want to offer it as an option to sweeten the pie for, say this is available for you.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested. I'm currently, I'm still actually in the process of getting it, I'm in the beta phase, so I'm getting everything off the ground and still kind of in my launch phase. Anyway, not to go into everything, but this is very valuable for me. So I definitely am very interested. So how would it work actually? I am a GHL member. But I'm still just kind of building stuff. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I am definitely interested. I couldn't pull the trigger on it today, but this is definitely very valuable information for me. And I'm excited by the fact that you guys are, trying to integrate it within the software itself. That's really cool. And yeah, I definitely want to stay in touch. And for myself, I am going to want to use something like this in the near future for my own marketing team, but right at this very second, you've done a wonderful presentation, and thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Cool, but definitely, I'd like to stay in touch, and if I have more questions or something like that, what platform do you guys? I'm just curious. What platform do you use to reach out to your, prospects and stuff like that? Do you guys use HubSpot or?
Well, Kixie is our telephony, of course. But
of course,
yes, HubSpot is our CRM. Yes.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, I obviously think GHL is the best platform on the planet, but yeah, I'll be in touch. We're definitely
Awesome. Yeah. Of course, I'm selfishly rooting for you to acquire as many clients as possible. I'll tell you that.
That's awesome. But no, this is really good to know that I can offer this, and for myself as well. I would be looking to do this maybe in the next month or so.
Of course, yeah. Whenever part of this is networking, part of it's being in touch and with people in the community that can refer, and down the line you may have clients that may need something like this. So it's always good to.
I'm sure I'm going to have clients that are going to want something like this, like a more robust system to do calling with and something like that, because the system within GHL is not very. I mean, it's okay.
Of course, it's very basic. Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah. Take care. We'll be in contact. You might have to follow up in a couple of weeks just to see where you're at.
Yeah. No, not at all. I mean, go ahead. Can you send me this recording? Is that okay?
Yeah, I'll send it as soon as it comes in.
How do you send it? Is it through email or
via email? Yeah, I can download it, but I just send it via email.
That would be awesome. Yeah, and I'm in California too. I'm in North Oxnard. So.
Oh, cool. Not too far. Yeah, we're in Santa Monica.
Oh, cool. Very nice. Yeah. Nice looking office you have.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're a couple blocks from the beach, so it is pretty nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Awesome. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of the evening.
Thanks. Bye.